we've been talking about triangles for the last few days. We're going to continue today. We're going to talk about some triangle congruence. All right? Some of the things we're going to look at today are sides and angles. We're going to build some triangles. You're going to trace and draw some. You'll cut some out. 2 questions today. I want you to write a sentence for each one. I want you to write a sentence for each one. How do you know if triangles are congruent? One sentence for that one, one sentence for the other one. How do you know if triangles are not congruent?
We've been working on triangles for a while, just presenting vocabulary, measuring side lengths, measuring angles. So what we were trying to do today was sort of put that all together and discuss congruence.
What's congruent mean?
Same.
What's congruent mean? Same, equal?
Sides.
All right, so the sides, anything with angles?
Yeah.
What about the degrees?
They have to be the same.
They have to be the same
Yeah,
for
they
the
have to-
angles.
Yes.
Malik, go ahead, Malik. What'd you say? How do you know if triangles are congruent?
They'll have like the same measurement.
Same measurements? Sides, angles, both, all of the above?
I don't know.
Not sure? Okay, but same measurements. We like the idea of measures again. All right, let's keep going down. Yeah, Nate, we'll go with you first. How do you know if triangles are congruent?
Same form.
Same, what do you mean by form?
Like the shape of it.
Oh, I like that idea. Same, I'll put form because you said that, but you said shape. Same form or shape.
When all the line segments are the same.
What do you mean? Line segments are the same.
Like for a triangle, there's 3 line segments.
Okay. So you need them to be the same.
Yeah.
What other word could you use instead of the same? Because we got same up there again. Same, congruent, equal? Yeah, okay. So are congruent or equal. Think about pieces of pizza. All right, you and Jose are going to take pizzas and you're going to decide who gets what. I don't know about you, but I want more. But what if you were trying to say, here's 2 pizzas or 2 slices of pizzas. How do you know if they're the same size? What would you do? Go measure. All right, how would you measure? Would you, I mean, you get a piece of pizza, you're going to go, hang on, Jose, you can't have that one. Let me get my ruler out here. This one is 8. What do you do? How would you determine if they're about the same size? Jose?
By putting on top of each other.
Oh, okay. So you're going to line them up. Not a bad idea. Just to think about that. I may come back to you, and if you got any other ideas, let me know. So I'm actually going to put exactly what you said. Put them on top of each other, and then we might know if they're congruent. Jose, I like that. We're gonna see that again today a little bit.
We actually have 13 out of 14 students with special education needs. It's probably one of the most challenging classes I've ever taught, and at the same time, one of the most rewarding classes I've ever taught.
Here's the question that we're going to try to answer by the end of class today. What side and angle information shows that 2 triangles are congruent? On your desks, Ms. Hennessy spent a lot of time organizing, getting these things ready to go. You're going to find white strips that have already been cut. You're going to find triangles that have already been cut. Here's what I need you to do. Right now, separate them, spread them out between you and your partner. You can put all of your other materials away.
I think it's so much more productive for the students if they can make it, if they can make the understanding their own. It helps them tremendously understand what it is they're doing. And I think that's the one thing that even some of our kids that struggle with math are able to come in and still figure things out because we give them the time to say, why, how? Let me play around and see. That's the one huge benefit I'm seeing to Common Core.
I want you guys to build a triangle from the sides and angles. But wait, don't get started yet. I'm going to give you specific pieces to use to make your triangles. All right, we're going to try to build them first with our information. We're going to trace those triangles after we've made them. And what we saw last class was that it's actually a little bit easier if you kind of pull some of the pieces off and then trace them, and then go back and add some others. So that's what I'm talking about. I'll show you a little bit up front, and then you guys can kind of go from there. And Mrs. Hennessy and I and Ms. Sampagnar will be around to help you guys out. Once your triangle is traced on your yellow paper for this one, I want you to measure all the sides and all the angles. I know it's up here right now, but I'll also put it up on the board so that as you're working through, you can take a look at each of them and know where you need to be. All right, so after you've traced it, I want you to measure all the sides, all the angles, and then the last thing, you'll see scissors. I don't want anybody cutting until you've measured everything. All right?
This is about 19 and a half. So what I put under it? Huh?
Yeah. All right, so you got your bottom one.
19 and a half.
If you line it up on there, what does it come out to be about?
About 103.
Okay, so write that down instead. All right, just make that minor adjustment, and that'll help you because your triangle already would have more than 180 degrees. It's okay if it's off by a little bit. We want to be as close as we can. Good, good. They're pretty close too. So what's
The
up,
Egypt is alright.
Yeah.
And they have
Talk with each other.
they
What do you notice about it?
Have same side angles and line segments.
All right, wrap up whatever thought you're on, write it down, and then cut your triangles out. There's one set of scissors per table, so you'll have to take turns. Cut it right on the line. It doesn't matter if you lose some of the measurements, that's okay. Cut it right on the line.
Common Core works well with students at all different ranges and all different levels, simply because of the fact that it allows them, I don't want to say to go at their own pace, but it allows them to learn as they understand one thing to move on to the next. There's no set, here's how you do it, this is why you do it, now practice it. It's more of a, because it is a little more engaging, exploratory, let's figure this out together, you can have kids at all different levels. A group like we have, if I were to just tell them this is how it works, this side makes triangles congruent, they could take notes and they could write it down and they could recall that. But I feel like the one thing that is very truly valuable to all students is the ability to do it themselves and see why. Not just be told it works, but see it. If you can see it yourself, if you can do it yourself, if you truly understand why it works, you've got it forever.
Take a look up here at the different triangles. What do you notice? What do you notice about it? Justin? They are all triangles. Bam, there it is. Give me more. What about, look at those triangles right now. It may not be easy to see, but what do you notice about them? What did you notice about yours and Jose's?
Oh, mine was different from Jose's because mine was reversed. I put the short side on the other side than he did.
Okay. So yours was reversed
Yeah.
or
Flipped over.
flipped. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
I know similar.
Were your sides and your angles really close to each other?
My all angles were the same.
Okay.
The measurements for the sides are a little bit different.
Okay. Pretty close though? You guys all put them on your paper in different ways. Justin said flipped, reversed. All right? Some of you did them one way or another. I taped them up here in all different angles, but I want you to see something. Take a look up here. When I take the one that I saved, what do you notice?
It's the same as mine.
Pretty much the same every single time. We might be off a little bit because of tracing or lining up, or we might be off a little bit with the cutting. But every single time, backwards, they're pretty close, aren't they? Flip it over. They're almost every single time the exact same. What information did I give you to make these? What did I tell you at the very beginning? It's still up here. Hand, raise your hand.
The sides, the long, medium, and small sides.
Okay, so I gave you 3 sides. I hope what we noticed here is that if I use the letters S for sides, that when I gave you 3 sides, it didn't matter which way you organized them. I mean, you would think there's 14 of you in here doing this. somebody would have done something different, right? Justin said his was like a reflected or a mirror image, but when we looked this one, no matter which way I flipped it, it ended up matching up with these one way or another. We might have to flip it or rotate it one way or another, but they were all the same. They were all the same. All right, let's try the second one. We're going to start with the long side. All right, so in your groups, find your long side. Your purple angle, and you'll notice there's a little black curve. That's the angle we want to use, this one down here. All right, that's the angle we're going to use, and I'll show you how to line it up. But basically, your two sides are going to go on the edges of that angle. It doesn't match.
Oh, you gotta put it in.
I'm going to show you what we're going to do to make it so we can draw it.
This is the angle between those sides. And what's going to go there?
Little hint, I told you I would kind of stop every once in a while and help you out so you could draw it. I have yellow paper, yours is orange, but same idea. Start by just putting down your long side. All right, just put down your long side and trace it. That's the easiest way to get this started. Otherwise, you're going to have trouble tracing it afterwards. It's much harder to trace it afterwards.
Yeah, you probably did something like that. You gotta put the little black bottom part. You have to align it. That's it. And then measure it. Gives you 55 degrees.
You should already be able to write
Save for
down
that
some
one.
of your answers for the first one.
And then save for that one, right? Yeah.
I've taught some of the higher level classes here, and it is by far the most rewarding opportunity to work with this group, just simply because of the ability to see when something connects.
You guys all chose different sides and different angles, and yet when you and your partner did this, you guys ended up with the same. Nate and Zav ended up with the same triangle. Zach and Malik with the same triangle. Sandy and Rosie with the same triangle. Justin and Jose ended up with the same triangle. It didn't matter. So I didn't want you to think that, okay, well, it only worked because I gave you the sides and the angle. You just did it right there.
Yeah, we did it.
You did it. You picked out which ones you wanted to use, put them together, and we made it work. Tomorrow we'll get to some of the other ones, but let's talk about that. Let's talk about the possibilities and make some predictions of which ones are remaining and whether or not they're going to work. So we've done two of them today. What are the two that we've done? Mike, which two did we do today?
3 sides and
Okay.
2 sides and 1 angle.
All right, it's really important with the two sides and the one angle. Where was that angle?
In the middle.
Okay, so that's going to be important. So we did side, side, side. We did side, angle, side. What do we notice? What do we notice from our yellow? It's way back there, but what do we notice with the side, side, side? What happened with your triangles? Were they congruent? So let me ask you, what would be some other possibilities we could do?
You could do angle and then do another angle on the other side and put a side.
So angle, angle, side. Zach, you had one more for us. You said there was another one that we don't have up there.
Angle, angle, angle.
Angle, angle, angle.
Triple A.
That's right. You get your car gets in a jam, you call AAA.
Triple A battery.
Fix your flat. And there are AAA batteries, yes. All right. We got 6 of them. We've gone through 2. Over the next day or 2, we may check out the others. So let's make some predictions and let's have some reasons why, not just because we like one of them or don't like one of them or something. Why might some of these work? Are there any that wouldn't work? What do you think? Think about it for a second. I'll tell you what, think about it. Talk to your partner about which of the remaining 4. We've checked the first 2. These 2 work. Which of these remaining 4 would work? Are there any that would not? And why?
The kids did a great job of sort of predicting and giving reasons why. They actually did, at the one stage of class, look for, if I tried this, what would happen? If I tried this, what would happen? So I was really, I was pleased with their creativity, their willingness to try to explore on their own.
Why?
The sides are actually equal.
All the sides?
Yeah.
If you have 3 angles that are the same, the sides are gonna have to be the
Have
same?
the same measurement.
Why don't you guys take that? You've got 3 angles.
I already tried it.
Why don't
Tried
you
it. It
see
makes
if
a triangle.
It make a triangle?
Yeah.
Let me see it. Because I haven't seen anybody do it yet today. So you got it? Here, I'll move some stuff out of your way.
You got there. Then you're gonna have, let's see.
You need the pink one still?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you're gonna line up like that and make a triangle. Here's what I'm gonna challenge you to do. Here's a triangle, right?
Yeah.
See where my black marked angles are?
Yeah.
I want my black marked angles, Zach, I want you to help Malik out. I want them to be these angles of the triangle, not this being this, and so my green is on the outside. I want this to be in here as part of the triangle.
Okay.
All right, see if you can come up with that, and let's see if angle works. All right, we got some time. We got time to fool around with it, so let's see if we can get it to work. Their openness, the freedom to kind of do what they wanted to do within the realm of understanding what our purpose was for the day, I was thrilled with it. How about angle?
No, it doesn't work.
Why does angle not work?
Because all the 3 triangles we tried are all different sizes.
Mike's bringing up the idea that the angle, he doesn't think is going to work. He doesn't think angle is going to work. He said, think about something like the clock and another big square. I suggested maybe like the border of our floor. Would they have the same angles? I mean, they're squares, they're not triangles, but would they work? No. We'll find out. Thanks, guys. Nice job. Enjoy your lunch. See you tomorrow. You can't help, after working with these kids for such a long time, you can't help just loving being with them and being around them. They're a good group.